If you were born after 1960, 67 years old is the age in the United States when you can start collecting your full Social Security benefits. My projections show that I should be able to retire at age 55 with over $3 million. In this video, I'm going to break down my strategy and show how I plan on becoming financially independent over a decade before most. Welcome to AFK Wealth, where we talk personal finance over gameplay. Nothing in this video is or should be considered financial advice. I just want to share with you how being intentional with your income can allow you to become financially independent whether you want to retire early or not. I make just around $110,000 a year in a medium cost of living region, and I'm 30 years old. I've been contributing to my retirement account since 2019, and as of today, I have over $240,000 in investable net worth. Over $70,000 of that is from market gains. This came from owning a portion of many productive companies through low-cost index funds and allowing time to do the rest. When I was fresh out of college and started my first job, I couldn't imagine opening my accounts and seeing these numbers. I remember seeing $300, $1,000, but I knew to trust the process because I understood that if I invested my money correctly, it's going to compound over time, and eventually those dollars that are deployed into the market will earn more money than I can by selling my time to work. The first $100,000 is the slowest, but things speed up quickly after you get a good foundation. I'm not trying to brag at all. I really hope it doesn't come off that way. I just want to share my journey and hopefully inspire some others to start on theirs or keep going. There's people younger than me with much more money, and there's people older than me with much less. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to the person you were yesterday. If you can adopt a continuous improvement mindset, you'll be amazed when you look back in a few years and see the tangible benefits of your efforts. Physical health, spiritual well-being, a sense of community and purpose, and financial health all go together. These are all things that you can work on every day to create a very fulfilling life while also working towards your financial independence. If you can retire at 50 years old with $5 million, but you don't have your physical health or solid people in your life, it's not worth it in my opinion. Take care of your body, take care of your mind. In today's world, it's so easy to lose yourself in the internet and technology. I think this needs to be talked about more in the personal finance space. I don't hate my job. I actually really enjoy it. I feel like I have an impact. I'm continuously learning and improving. I'm surrounded by great people at my job who support my growth. But just because I enjoy my career doesn't mean that I want to do it forever. I like camping, traveling, having new experiences in life. Not to say you can't do any of those while working a career. You absolutely can. But I've been saving aggressively so that I can eventually buy back my time and do whatever I want full-time earlier than most. With that out of the way, I want to get into the details of what I've been doing since 2019 to get me to this point and an overall synopsis of the basic math you need to understand to do some of these calculations yourself. My savings rate right now is 28%. I've had it up to 40% for certain seasons of my life, and this single metric is what's going to determine if and when you can be financially independent. If you don't ever save or invest a single dollar that you earn, you will never be able to become financially independent. You'll be forced to continue selling your time to work indefinitely so that you can survive. That sounds terrible to me. To get to the actual number you need to become financially independent, it's actually quite simple. You can reverse engineer some math to get there. You need to start with understanding some basics though. The 4% rule is a retirement benchmark that came from something called the Trinity Study in 1998. Its purpose was to understand safe withdrawal rates for retirement. The three main factors are how the savings are invested, stocks, bonds, real estate, the inflation during the retirement period, and how these savings are spent or withdrawn from accounts. The results of the Trinity study were that 4% is a safe withdrawal rate for what you can take from your retirement accounts and pretty much not run out of money for 30 years. Using this rule of thumb, you can get your retirement number by adding up your total annual expenses and multiplying that number by 25. So if your annual expenses are $90,000 or $7,500 a month, multiply that $90,000 by 25 and you get $2.25 million. Now, I plan on retiring early, so I actually use a more conservative 3% safe withdrawal rate. If you watch my content, you'll see that I like to be conservative on my projections to build in some peace of mind. So using a 3% safe withdrawal rate, this means that I need to multiply my annual expenses by 33 and not 25. That means that $2.25 million number now turns into $2.97 million. Obviously, this is all personal. Variables such as account structure, annual expenses, tax burdens, that's going to affect these calculations. But that's a general idea on how I do the napkin math for my FIRE number. And if you don't know what FIRE is, it just stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. It's a movement of people who want to retire earlier than the normal retirement age. But there's nothing wrong with retiring at the normal age either. Everyone has different situations, and it's critical that you think about what you value in your life and build your financial plan around that. For example, as of now, I'm single and I don't have kids. I'm not sure if I'll have kids or not. If I meet the person tomorrow and we decide we want to have a kid or multiple, that's going to change these numbers. So now I'm going to show you how these small decisions I've made over time have compounded and will allow me to potentially buy back some of my working years to enjoy them how I choose without having to rely on a paycheck from an employer. Like I mentioned earlier, my investable net worth as of today is just over $240,000. If I use this number as my starting amount, a monthly contribution of my current 28% savings rate, which is $2,566 per month, a time horizon of 25 years, which gets me to the age of 55 years old, and an annual interest rate of 7%, that brings the total amount to over $3.25 million. So all of these variables in the equation can be adjusted. I could increase my savings rate to speed things up, I could adjust the annual interest rate, and I could mess around with the time frame to do some projections for different scenarios. The ultimate goal for me here isn't just to retire and sit on a beach. In fact, I'm proud of the work I currently do, and I feel like it makes a difference. Obviously, some days it would be nice to not have to work, but I do have a fair amount of PTO to take days off and go on vacations. So to me, retirement means having complete control over my time. When I hit that financial independence number, I don't have to check out of my career if I don't want to. If I'm happy and content, I can continue working or potentially decrease my working hours. I could find another job altogether. Maybe I'll want to work part-time at a coffee shop. It's all about having flexibility and options. Time is the real asset. Money can be looked at to an extent as stored time. Every dollar you invest today has the potential to buy back hours, days, years, decades of your future life. Balance is always the key. I don't want to limit myself or invest so much money that I can't enjoy today. I feel like over my career, I've found a happy medium where I give myself enough bandwidth to spend and enjoy the present while also saving for a potential early retirement. If you can resist lifestyle inflation, when your income grows through your career, you can create even more margin to buy back more time. Increasing your income and reviewing expenses to make sure you're not wasting money are some basic principles that you can apply to help you on your own journey. Compounding wealth feels fake until one day you look at your accounts too and you'll see that you have thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars that came by simply putting your money to work in the markets. I don't stress anymore about if markets are up or down. I understand the math and the history behind my strategy, and that gives me the confidence I need to continue. None of these projections I give myself are guarantees in the slightest. Life happens, and that's exactly why I try to build in conservative assumptions into my plan. You don't have to make six figures, you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to invest every dollar. You just have to consistently spend less than you earn and invest some of that difference and give it enough time. The math isn't complicated, the difficult part is having the patience to let it work. That's exactly what I'm trying to do, and I'll keep documenting the journey here on this channel. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If there are any topics that you would like me to make a video on, please leave a comment down below or send me an email to the address in the description of this video. I'm trying to build a community of people interested in personal finance and video games, and if you enjoy this content, feel free to subscribe. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.